Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Planet Tyro on our Celebrate International Animation Day month. We're focusing on Laika Studios this month. Every week, I want to be talking about their four major releases. Last time we spoke about Kubo of the Last Strings. I am doing this backwards because I thought it'll be a little bit more interesting. So this time, we're actually going to speak about 2014's release called The Boxtrolls. Now, The Boxtrolls, ever since I saw the trailer, it was always on my to-do list, on the watch list. But after the movie came out, the reviews I heard from people I really credit and look up to their opinion was very negative, and people were very disappointed. And it just really put me off watching the movie. I know I should always make up my own mind. I'm always telling you guys to make up your own minds. But I was so surprised with the things I was hearing about the movie. So now, an hour after just watching the movie, let me give you my thoughts on it. If you don't know what the plot to the Boxtrolls is, the Boxtrolls is set in England. It's set in England, London, and it's got to do with this underground kind of dirty race of creatures called the Boxtrolls. They wear boxes around their body and they slip and slide in the underground city, I don't know, under the subway, or just the underground under the town. And basically they take in a young boy, and this boy grows up with the Boxtrolls. Now the city see the Boxtrolls as a threat. There's all these kind of folk tales of the Boxtrolls eating babies and stealing children. So the people above ground are scared of the Boxtrolls. Now there's this one guy who plans to exterminate the Boxtrolls, and he makes a deal with the mayor that if he exterminates the Boxtrolls, he's gonna end up being part of the mayor's club where they eat cheese. And it's a very, very silly. The villain in the story, even though it's voiced by Ben Kingsley, his whole process of just wanting to become one of these gentlemen's club which eat cheese and speak proper. So that's the plot. What did I think of it overall? Man, the reviews for this movie weren't lying, and the movie was very disappointing, honestly. Now, I do want to say, one of the things that I think makes my opinion a bit different than everybody else's, that I'm a Brit. You guys know from my accent, I'm in Britain, I'm in London. And the plot for this movie, The Boxtrolls, because I grew up in Britain, I've seen so many British cartoons with weird and quirky animation that have weird storylines like this. I felt like I've seen this because I'm in Britain. Again, British animation, me growing up, I saw so many weird, I might put something on the screen, there's so many weird cartoons that are like this. British cartoons are always weird and quirky like this. But when I saw the trailers to this movie, I thought the concept of the Boxtrolls was something different. But the Boxtrolls themselves, and they're the namesake of the movie, they don't have any personality. That's one of the biggest problems. They're kind of like the Minions, where they don't speak English, they kind of all copy each other. There's one or two that have their own personality, but because they just they're not very likable. The main boy character, who's the avatar for the whole franchise, for the whole movie, I mean, you empathize with him, and they have a nice relationship, him and the Boxtrolls, and the Boxtrolls are being persecuted, but you don't really care about the Boxtrolls. They don't have any personality, and they just don't carry the movie. This main boy carries the movie, and he's just, again, we've seen this movie before. A boy has a weird family, he's got to defend them, and the community aren't seeing, the community are misguided, and they're underappreciating these cute little furry creatures. Man, look, one thing you gotta commend Laika on is their cinematography. The stop motion animation, their backgrounds, their land. The movie looks beautiful. It does, again. But because they're going with the London aesthetic, the British aesthetic, it's pretty gloomy, it's pretty dirty looking. The movie looks very, very just, it's not a dark looking movie. Everything looks run down and dirty, and I know that's the effect. And again, I know Laika are doing something different, but again, Britain is always, the UK is always portrayed in that dirty streets and dark and, I don't know, and very domestic, old school England. I've seen it 400 times. It's just not appealing. The overall story is extremely dull. It really is. I mean, the Boxtrolls are being chased. They got no personality. This boy doesn't know who he is. Honestly, the main attraction is Ben Kingsley being this bad person, which again, I love the energy he carries, and I love the two British henchmen that are kind of philosophical, making these quirky jokes. But the townspeople are idiots. The mayor of the town is a complete fucking idiot as well. And him wanting this idea of just the whole reason of this guy doing this is to get into a club to eat cheese with the upper class family or whatever, upper class club, is so silly that I didn't connect to this story emotionally. And to be honest with you, just from watching Kubo and the other movies, Coraline and Paranormal that we're going to get to as well, the story brings you in and then you appreciate the animation more. But honestly, I just think from a conceptual standpoint, this movie didn't work for me because it just didn't engage me. The story was boring. The animation, although I love the attention to detail, it didn't elevate the boring story, and it was very drab and dreary and gloomy. And overall, everything I heard about the movie from the reviews is true, and everyone said this particular movie is the biggest downer from Laika right now. It was a big disappointment. And again, the trailer was pretty good. I actually thought this was going to be a lot more political. I thought there was going to be some more edges to the story, but honestly it's a straightforward British weird animated movie with stop motion that, cinematography wise, I praise again, but honestly the story is so drab. Everything about this movie is drab. It's just one word. And if I had to give this movie a rating, I just was not feeling this. I wouldn't even recommend it. And I'm sorry, because I want to support Laika, because they are doing something different. And in the filmography, you'll see this movie is completely different in the previous two and Kubo. But, I just watched Kubo for the second time. And, that movie, I hate to admit, it actually brought a tear to my eye because the story was just that strong. And I heard the next two movies we're going to talk about, Coraline and Paranorman, are fantastic. So I guess they gambled doing something very quirky and different, which I commend them for, but it didn't really work this time. The only other thing I could say I liked, again, at the end of this movie, in the credits, you can see them. There's this little comedy bit where two men are talking, and you can see them actually. You can see the gentleman who was doing a stop motion on these characters sped up in real time, and they're making jokes about this guy must have all the time in the world to make this stop motion business takes forever. These guys got nothing better to do. It's a fourth wall breaking. It's really funny, and that was cool. But that was at the end of the movie. It's got nothing to do with the movie. It was honestly the funnest part of the movie, and you can't win them all. I was let down by this movie, but again, across the board, people didn't enjoy this, and now I know why. So, what else can I say, guys? If you like this movie or have any opposing opinions, let me know in the comments down below. But it's interesting going backwards on the Laika to see the ups and downs, and when we see Paranorman next, let's see if that movie was any better or if I didn't like it or what have you. I'm just keeping it real and being honest. But again, that's just my opinion. Again, leave your comments down below and let me know what you guys think of this movie. And I want to thank you guys again for checking out Celebrate International Animation Day month. We're going to continue with Laika. We've got 2 more movies to check out. And until then, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Check out the annotation on the right there. All the other stuff we're doing. Books, movies, TV shows, animations. We'll appreciate you if you subscribe to the channel. And until then, take care. Peace out.